122 days of semen retention, and my balls are they're ruining my life. I can't be my old self anymore at all. Like, I lost that along the way, which is bittersweet, but quite beautiful. I'm happy that it's ruining my old life, that old version of me, the version of me that doesn't serve me anymore. He's almost just completely gone, from me, from my mind. And your mind is like what you make of it. The world is made up from your mind. So the world is just, this massive, just expansive project that you can build or destroy. And you have to make that decision. So not too long ago, I made that decision to destroy who I was, get rid of who I was. Because I wasn't happy with who I was at all. I quite frankly hated who I was. Hated every aspect about myself. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror anymore. It was hard for me to smile and just genuinely smile about my life. Like, I would think about my life and try not to think about it. Because I didn't feel comfortable with myself anymore. I didn't know who I was. I lost who I was. And it's not like I got back who I was, because the version of me that when I was younger, when I was a kid, I felt like such this pure soul, this pure version of me. And then along the way, I destroyed all that and, really just became a horrible person, like the worst version of myself ever, man. And that really, like, that destroyed me. That destroyed the younger version of me. Like, I can't even believe sometimes that I got to that point within myself. Like, it really it rubs me the wrong way. But once I got to that point, I started to realize, like, I needed to change. I needed to get rid of this new entity that I created. And it was the hardest decision that I ever made in my life, but I had to get it done. I had to do it. No one else was gonna do it for me. I had to just take it on the chin and realize, like, I messed up. I messed up so much in my life, man. I hurt so many people that I never meant to hurt, and I just had to realize that I was the problem, And once I really swallowed my pride and came to that realization, I was able to make a change little by little. And it started to work. I started to actually change and progress forward into the right direction. But I started to come to the realization that I needed to become something new. I needed to become something that I never even was anymore. That I've never even been before. So once I started, getting rid of what I was, I started to create something new as well. I couldn't get back to my old self when I was younger and I was so pure. That version of me has been completely gone for a very long time, And it's sad, but I had to change again for that younger version of me. I had to do it for him. I really wish that I could just talk to him, that younger version of me, and, just tell him, like, listen, man, you're gonna go through some shit, but everything's gonna be all right. You're gonna figure it all out, And you gotta keep your chin up and truly try your best and try to be a good person and hold on to that, because that's all you have, you know? And it's not like I really like ponder on these things too much or really like try to just be in the past all the time, but I used to be. You know, before I was on semen retention, that's all I ever thought about. Before I was ready to even really change and develop who I am now, I I would ponder on that all the time and, you know, soak in that just regret and shame. But now I'm at the point where even that version of me is just almost completely gone. You know, I'll get aspects of it coming from time to time because I'm still around old environments, you know. I can't completely be removed from them right now. I'm aggressively working on that, but it's going to take, you know, at least a couple more weeks for me to really just change my environment entirely and be able to fully transform into this new version of myself. But up until this point, I still see those aspects of me, but my balls don't allow me to do any of those things anymore, you know? Anytime where I get some bad thoughts, you know, where I maybe want to fuck somebody over, or, you know, it could be something so little, but my balls don't let me anymore because I'm becoming and I became this new person who's just better than that. You know, I really fucking hate that old version of myself, and there's some parts of it where I'll never fucking forgive myself for it, and I'll never really say a lot on here because it involves other people and it's just more personal. But in general, I didn't like who I was, and maybe some of you are at that point right now, and or were at that point and understand. But if you're at that point right now, just know you can get out of it. You can get out of anything, man. Don't think it's too late. Don't think there's no more hope because, you know, so much time went by and you've just been like this for so long. You can still become something new. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter, you know, how bad of things you might have done. You can change if you really want to. You know, and semen retention will really just help you with that and exacerbate the process, quicken up the process of you just getting out of that real, just not good mindset. You know, you were such an enemy to yourself for such a long time, and that's understandable, but now is the time to change. Now is the time to finally evolve. And it could start with semen retention. Like, you don't have to do it through semen retention, but just know that you can change and you can recover from fucking anything. Anything, man. I'm telling you, like, most people are forgiving. And even if they're not, you have to have the ability to just forgive yourself and chase your dreams again. Start believing in yourself again. For such a long fucking time, I gave up hope in myself. And I just reflect on that now, and it's just wasted fucking time, man. That's all it is, because eventually you're going to get to a point again, especially if you're somebody who's so ambitious or was so ambitious. You're going to get to a point again where you want to just get back up, where all you want to do is just get back up and get on going again. Man, once you're past the point of giving up, you're tired of giving up, and you actually want to make a change and it just hurts so bad that you need to make a change, you'll fucking make it happen. I'm telling you right now, you will. It has to all just hurt bad enough. And then you'll finally come to the point where you're able to evolve past it, where you're able to finally find yourself again and become you, you know? And that's all you want. That's all you ever want, is just to be you again. That's what semen retention will give you. It will give you again, but the new version of it. You know, I'll never be that old version again, but there's parts of it that I still am. You know, there's parts of that good old version of myself, the younger version of myself I'm talking about, that is still just prevalent, because you get back to a point of just purity along this journey of just filling up your bowls again of just life. You want to just be alive again. You want to just thrive again. You want to feel like you're living. I felt like I was dying, like I was just gone from this world for years. Years, man. And I had, it would felt like no one, like I felt like no one could understand, because I didn't want to, talk to anybody about my emotions. I didn't want to, do any of that. I try to hide it from everyone so that, I could just be someone who just looked strong, but I mean, they still saw it and just didn't even know how to help. And the thing is, nobody can help you but you. Understand that, learn that, and just get back up and just keep on fighting. This is for the people who feel like there's no hope. Just get back up. Keep on fucking fighting and get back to it. You need to believe in yourself again. You need to do it for you. You need to do it for your family, for your loved ones, for the future version of you. Because thank fucking God that I got out of that spot. Because if I was still in it right now, it would be so much harder to get out of it. So just start now. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be the hardest thing you've ever done in your fucking life. But god damn it, is it worth it? There is a light at the end of that dark, dark, dark tunnel. But just find it, reach for it, and understand that you can get out alive. I love you guys like always. Stoner.